Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome one and all. My name is Michael, I'm the Dad of the Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder. Sorry, not Pathfinder, look, to be fair, okay, 90% has been Pathfinder. We are now here for Starfinder 2nd Edition, No Place Like Home, a custom homebrew adventure that I have designed for these lovely and amazing people. Look at them, aren't they amazing? That's them. Joining us today are my Patreons who support the channel, keep the lights on, and allow us to do all these cool, fun, and crazy things. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello,
Hello,
folks at home.
everyone.
It's so good to hear from you all. It's so good to see you all. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, well, for us in Australia, it's a long weekend, so I hope you guys are having a good long weekend, but if you're not, then I hope you're just having a good weekend. We are going to be kicking off in today's game, but before we start off, we have, of course, some people to thank, and that is, of course, our lovely and amazing sponsors, the people who keep the lights on here and allow us to look as good as we do. We have, of course, none other than Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice. Behind me, you can see all of the cool maps, the tokens, the rules, and all that, which make my life easy as a game master is there and available for those who want to connect with people all over the world, like I do with these lovely people. So yeah, go check out Fantasy Grounds. We then have Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects you'll hear throughout the course of the game. All these sounds come courtesy of our amazing soundboard, which is done by a group of Australians, mind you. And it is probably one of the most robust soundboards I've ever had the pleasure of using, and helps immerse my players into whatever adventure we happen to be in. And then we have the lovely and amazing folks at Hero Forge, who, of course, are responsible for all of the little cool tokens and characters that we use for these games, because not only is it an amazing designer for being able to create and make characters, but also a 3D printer that will allow you to create and design tokens for your use at home, if you are indeed playing at home. Yeah, but of course, no game is complete without the most important element, and that is our characters. Without these, we have no vehicle in which to tell the story. So to tell you about the characters for today's session, I'm going to turn it over to my players to share who they're playing and who they are, starting with none other than the captain of the Morning Phoenix, Captain Gareth, played by our dear friend, Cookiemon Steve.
Well, gee, how am I supposed to follow that great introduction? Yeah, I'm Steve, playing Gareth. Somewhat misunderstood. Well, not really misunderstood. They just don't know the backstory yet. He's being tracked by people. He's a captain. He has a past, which one day we're going to find out about. And meanwhile, he's running around the universe with this group of fine and wonderful crew people doing jobs and of somewhat questionable legality. And so far doing okay at it. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the actual cue. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. I'm Kath. I am playing Elwyn. She is a human mystic who was raised on the Kasatha ship, the Adari. And she is on her temperance, which is basically like her coming of age and spiritual enlightenment journey. And she ended up, while looking for jobs, she ended up on this ship with this little ragtag crew. And she's still learning how to get along with everybody, but she cares deeply. She has big feelings, and she is very curious about everything that is going to happen. And that is Elwyn.
Alrighty then, I guess it's me. I'm Marcus, aka Gorshift. I am playing Mercutio, a soul of a knight stuck in a teapot, stuck in a robot body. He is the ship's main engineer. Was picked up on a junk planet by Gareth and Carlina because they're like, hey, That's a nifty robot. And he is very good with his hands, but relies on Carlina for the repairs that he can't get to because he is very big and bulky. And on
Hello,
to
everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Anna, and I am playing Madeline. And she is a little skittermander with a big attitude and learning how to talk less and do a little bit more. Um, Coming to terms with a lot of things. And I don't know. And um, hello for first time watchers, my son-in-law and my daughter who are here.
Aw, yay!
Guess that means it's my turn then, huh? All right.
Mhm.
Hi. Hi. I'm Sil, and I play our resident android pilot, June 30. Originally she was something of a vid gamer streaming competition superstar of sorts. But then she fell in with some contracts that were a little less than good for anyone. So, stuff happened. She got bailed out, and now she's using that flight sim experience as Garrett's pilot. To quite good effect, apparently.
Mm. Indeed, indeed. All right, thank you. And of course, unfortunately, not joining us today is our friend Malakisa. She is unavailable due to personal reasons, and we wish them all the best and hope to see them soon. But they play the role of Carlina, the Patra Barbarian, who is the first mate of the crew and the first person that Gareth recruited when he set his sights upon the stars. A brash but ultimately caring individual who looks after the ship and repairs it alongside the Mercutio. So there you go. Now, before we kick off, we have one last person to thank, and that is our lovely audience members. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for donating your time to spend with us while we do all of these crazy role-playing shenanigans. Now, as such, we don't like to just have people sitting down and just watching idly. We indeed love to have you to join us behind the GM screen to influence the game, play around, and have a bit of fun while we're gaming. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used for a bunch of different rewards, which are just found in the little box underneath your chat. These dollary dues can go towards things like inspiration, wandering bosses, divine intervention, divine healing, insight if my players get stuck on puzzles and things like that. There's just a ton of cool stuff. So go and check those out. Those are amazing. But then for those of you who have some monetary donations that you would like to throw towards the Dead Aussie Gamer channel, we have our DAG Survival Check. The DAG Survival Check is basically just a goal we try to hit every month to cover things like book costs, resources, subscriptions, all the stuff that we need for the overheads for the Dead Aussie Gamer channel. To rest assured, it is not, imperative, mind you, though if I have too many months at oh yeah, I've only earned $10 a month, I might need to have a discussion about my games, but, it's like, do I suck that much? What happened? And then, I'll do the usual stuff. I'll pay like a celebrity to come and show up, and then, yeah. Anyway, no, but yes, no, but all donations do help make my life easier. It does help make, channel maintenance and stuff easier. So thank you to everyone who donates, whether high or small, it all goes towards a good cause. So thank you. Plus, when you get to the end of the survival check, we then go into the DAG of holding, which is always fun too. So there you go. Hi, Sam. Good to see you. All right, so here are the donations. We have for $5 our hero points and jinx points. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for stuff, or roll with advantage. These are those little red marks you see on screen here. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from either a deck of plot twists, which we have a donation here from our friend Schooly Eye. So I'll show you how this works. So basically, I will shuffle up this deck of plot twists, and from a random location, boom, I will draw a random card. And that card will now be a narrative prompt that I will insert into today's game. So, thank you to Schooly Eye. We will have the familiar face plot twist that I will throw into today's game. Okay, so we'll see how that works. But, of course, if the narrative is not your bag, we have Roll and Play, a table, a book of random tables and assorted charts for all kinds of situations, which we will use during the game as well. So that's the other $10 reward. We then have our $20 reward, which is the coveted golden natural 20, because sometimes shit just needs to work, and a nat 20 is a critical hit, and that is how we make it work. So yeah, so a natural 20, that's what we do. We then have our $50 donation, which is either a draw from a fortune-telling Harrow deck, which is filled with all of these prophetic cards. We will select one of these cards, read out its prophecy, and if our heroes manage to fulfill that prophecy, or do the complete opposite of the prophecy, they will receive a boon, a secret fighting art, or a magic item from the entity within the card. They will also receive a 1d4 bonus to a statistic as listed on the card. This is the Twins card. They are a crown suit, meaning 1d4 charisma for 3 sessions is the reward for pulling that card, for example. The other $50 reward is a boss buff, where I greatly increase the difficulty and strength of a fight the group is having. This could be the increase in strength of a monster. This could be the inserting of some extra parameters for victory, a change of terrain. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that happens, but it basically just makes the fight even harder, and it does exponentially stack, so bear that in mind. And lastly, we have our secret menu item. The secret menu item. What is the secret menu item? Well, I mean, look, last week we had a twist come from the Roll and Play book, courtesy of our friend Schooly Eye, in which our heroes are trapped in a time loop. Well, I've always loved the idea of chronomancy to a degree, and I do like the idea that perhaps maybe some measure of chronomancy is, like kind of a cool power for fantasy games. So here is what we're going to do. We are going to create a chronomancy drive. What is the chronomancy drive going to do, you ask? Well, in the event of, say, potential calamity, catastrophe, and the like, it will store 1 reroll per session for the whole group to use. Now, this goes in addition to everything that's, sort of there. So this is in addition to, for example, if you got a hero point, you can use a hero point. Then you can use chronomancy in order to roll twice with the hero point attached still, right? So it won't undo the stuff you spend, but it'll allow for the reroll. That's number 1. Number 2, it'll come as a vision, meaning once the group activates it, the player who chose to activate it will be able to go back in time and go, well, hang on, I just had a vision of what happened in the future, okay? Now, that ability is once per character. So once per character, you can loop back, and you're the only person who remembers what happened. But basically, yeah, you can go back. I'll say you can go back up to 24 hours. It'll be a long one, but up to 24 hours they can go back. The third and final one is anytime you roll a natural 1 on initiative, you can see the future with your chronomancy power, and in doing so, you can re-roll that natural 1. Okay, so there's 3 powers again. Every session, the group will get 1 reroll. That's for the whole group, 1 reroll. Each player has a 24-hour rewind power, which will allow you to rewind up to 24 hours of any events that happen. And the third, permanently, anytime we're in combat, anytime we roll a natural 1 on initiative. Oh, you know what? That's actually kind of lame. Let's go with the person who is at the end of initiative can choose to re-roll if they would like. But that only applies once per combat. So, for example, we can't just keep rolling for everyone. It's just whoever's at the bottom, if you want to, can choose to re-roll and then move higher if they want like. Okay? There you go. That is it. Done and done. Which, of course, we immediately get because someone donated the secret menu item, unless they wanted to get a bunch of other stuff. Maybe Schooly Eye, just saying. Pulling that out there. No, Jen.
Also,
so sad.
Also, Sculiai was actually saying the rule book, not the plot twist.
Oh, the rollbook, not the plot twist. Well, get out of here, plot twist.
He's trying to get us into a time loop inside the time loop.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's do it. Hold on 1 second. Travel encounters. Okay, I got the page up. Sculiai, roll me a d12. As these are our flight encounters. We got a 5. Okay, so a 5 is... Huh, okay. It's not a loop in a loop, which would be funny. It is something that needs to happen maybe a little bit outside the loop, but we'll get there. Okay, I'll put that over here, and I'll mark that down with this. Okay. Okay, done and done. Now, I'm going to do something new with our adventure today. So as we're about to recap, I'm going to ask for a volunteer from my lovely group of players. And what I would like to do is I'd like for you to recap the last episode for our audience members, but I want you to do it as a journal, as if you're like, recording a diary entry on a ship log. Now, because of the nature of the loop, Gareth, you're going to be the first one up. Also because you're captain. So, Gareth, if you could, please.
Drift date 1432. No, I'm just kidding. It's this is the strangest day that I have ever encountered in all my days. It keeps happening. And nobody else seems to understand it, but the robots are also experiencing this, so I think I'm perhaps not losing my mind. We're going into a rough part of the drift, and we've got massive failures, and the ship explodes, and then we reset and do it again. Hopefully we can do better today.
Also, where are you going?
Oh, we're heading towards the Vescarium to break out, and then we are going to go normal space after the ship that we are trying to, or the derelict that we are trying to match with, and remove certain things from it.
Okay, Steve.
Including the logs.
Steve.
Yep.
That was a good effort. That's a solid B. That's a solid B. I'd like to give that. But I'd like to remind you that that the recaps are for people who have not watched the show, who, may possibly have no context of what you're saying. So going to somewhere for something is not an acceptable answer. Because you're not trying to hide information. You're not trying to be coy about, like, oh, we're over here looking for something, maybe. I don't want to reveal my hand to you because I would like to have an advantage of you. No, this is the audience members. These are the narrative purposes and stuff. So what you want to say is, this is Captain Gareth. We had left Absalom Station in pursuit of a mission granted by a mysterious benefactor named Mr. Glass. He has given us coordinates to a derelict ship in which we are being paid to apparently salvage it. I'm not sure what to expect when we come upon this derelict ship because, as far as I'm concerned, any ship that's, sort of suddenly lost its crew probably is going to be way too dangerous for us to deal with. But hey, the pay is good, and he stopped us from being ripped apart by robot mice. However, on the way, things seem to be a lot more tricky. Not only are we evading the stewards who are hot on our tail, but also black market gamblers, and now space anomalies, which have captured my ship. Time and time again, our ship seems to be stuck in this strange loop. The only people who seem to know what's going on are me and the fucking robots. I need to figure out a way to solve this problem before it's too late, or before we become permanently wedged into whatever space-time bullshit's happening right now. Oh, okay. Also, I'll have to record this again in a minute, and then. Right. Okay. So yeah, take your what I mean to say with it is enjoy it, but make sure that you're like communicating with the audience and stuff like that. Because you do the and this isn't a criticism.
I keep forgetting to go back to the beginning. Is what it is.
Oh yeah. You also do this thing. You also do the things my kids do, which is you're recapping for yourself, like you're trying to jog your own memory versus you're informing someone, which it comes through when you're talking, but it's fine. It's like I said, we tried it out and it's cool, but I'm glad that you got to give it a go, and I'm going to give you a hero point for your efforts because I like to reward people who try shit, especially because trying shit first is always the hardest, So good job, Steve. Like I said, solid B+ on that one. So there you go. So everyone is now caught up on what is happening. So this then brings us to the time loop. Gareth, you come to on the bridge. June, your instruments begin to flare up. There is some sort of strange anomaly ahead of you.
One moment, please.
Was that Jun saying that, or was that Sil saying that?
Me, my brain, I was all ready and then my brain started buffering. My apologies. So, June just kind of is agog at her instruments for a moment. She's like, there's an anomaly coming up super fast in front of us, Captain. And then she's pretty much just staring dumbfounded at all the blinking and sensors going off and so on and so forth.
Okay. Very well. Right now, there's nothing on the sensors other than the anomaly, which looks very odd and very weird. It is definitely very concerning, whatever it is. But yeah, Gareth, you are informed of this. What would you like to do?
Full reverse. Slow us down. We don't want to go in there fast. Shields up. Brace. We've got an anomaly. That's over the whole comms. I believe Expo and Tibble are still on the bridge.
Expo is, Tibble isn't.
Okay. Expo, where's what's going on?
Expo sort of goes, I have no idea, but it seems as though we are on repeat. It's kind of like one of those old gramophones in which a record is skipping and 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 skipping.
Okay, I've got it, Expo. Thank you, though. You said something about Boyd. Where's Boyd?
Boyd is currently in the air ducts. He is conducting routine maintenance on the showering system.
June, are we slowing down? I know we can't stop, but are we slowing?
Working on it, Captain. June
All
is trying her best to try and get the ship to decelerate.
Oh, you don't have to try. It's just a button. Boop. So basically, because the drift is like a current, if you can imagine that, like a current of energy that takes you through a spaceway, there's no way to stop in the drift without being ripped to pieces. It's like trying to immediately stop while you are traveling with an avalanche, right? But what you can do is you can suddenly throw yourself into reverse to sort of slow down the descent. So as your acceleration lowers, you start to slow. As that acceleration slows, you then start to move it into reverse. You're still going forward, but you're now going at a much slower, more controlled space. It's a delicate procedure, but one you are very capable of.
Yep, that's what she's trying to make happen.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, you bought yourself some time, Gareth, in this loop.
Yeah. He's going to calm Boyd, going, Boyd, where are you and what's going on?
All right, Boyd will come back. Yeah, I'm just doing some maintenance in the vents. What's up, Cap?
Are you near the flight controls? There's something strange happening.
Yeah, I am near the flight controls.
Do they look okay?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Okay.
He's doing stuff. The comms then
Gareth
start
is
up
gone.
again. Hey Cap, yeah, there's something really weird here. It looks as though like some of the wiring here is like really fucking old, and like it's been, I don't know, chewed on. Whoa, hold on, wait, sorry, Cap, we got a fire here. Give me a minute.
Do you need help?
No, I got this.
Did
June,
you just say fire?
Yep, Jin, you see
You
on
said
your
fire.
systems the fire is spreading. But what you do notice is that the fire is spreading around Boyd. He can't see it from where he is, but through 2 other vents that he is in, the fire has now trapped him in the vent.
June might try and... Well, there is no try. She's gonna get on the comms and say, Boyd, the fire, it looks like it's going around you into the other ducts.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Why does the coolant system not work?
Mark,
June
we
just
got a
kind of looks
coolant
back at
problem
Gareth
and a
like,
fire.
Isn't this the issue that we were dealing... Sorry.
No, June, please finish that sentence. That is a very important sentence for you to finish.
Wasn't this the issue we were dealing with way back then when the magnet ooze got on us?
That is correct.
Yes. That is correct. Expo, we need a patch. Merc, we've got a coolant problem and a fire, apparently. In the ducts.
All right.
Medellin, fire in the ducts. Fine.
Captain, I don't know
close to
much
where
about
Boyd
the
is.
ship, but do we have a fire suppression system?
Without
in the
coolant,
ducts.
it's a glorified leaf blower.
Medellin, Captain, I'm gonna go out to that area, see if there's anything that I can do.
Take whatever you've got, like fire stuff. Yeah, go.
All right. You begin to Medellin begins to move as quickly as they can. Jun, you are using your instruments to keep track of everything. Mercutio, you make your way to engineering. Again, with the coolant system offline, there's no way for you to flood the area with anything, any kind of coolant, particularly. Boyd is doing his best to try and keep the fire under control, but he has very little tools to be able to do that with. Mercutio, in the engineering bay, what are you doing?
I was gonna have Merc get on the computer and try to at least block off the areas that the fire's at, via doors or hatches.
You could, but in doing so, you would also trap Boyd in there.
Oh.
I mean, again, you can.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
okay.
sorry,
So
little
above table.
Yeah.
I want to do something for the funnies that involves the time loop.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm happy
Mercs-
for it. What about the table? Is everyone good for
I already asked them.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
asked them. Yeah. Cass knows what's about to
Get helping
happen.
now.
So, at Merc answers on the comms. All right, Captain, I'm gonna try to block off the oh shit as Merc accidentally triggers the self-destruct.
All right.
I'm
There.
sorry, what was that? That's probably all you hear from June before the thing happens.
So the self-destruct follows in the following order. First of all, the systems all go red, and now require a two-step authentication password in order to prevent a full engineering explosion. You have 60 seconds to input the code.
Captain, do you know the code?
Well, Merc, what the hell?
I pressed the wrong button.
Murky, no! We have to put a tighter lock on that button.
Hit the disable. Get the disable in. Come on.
Yeah, I can't do that. It requires 2 passwords. Carlina only knows the one, and she's missing.
Carlina is indeed missing.
This is a terrible time to be in the bathroom. Is that? Damn it! I should have reset mine.
And with 10 seconds on the clock.
Kaboom!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Bye, all.
2, 1.
I hate everything! Kaboom!
All right. All of a sudden, we are back on the bridge. Jun, there is an anomaly that appears on your screen.
Captain, there's an anomaly coming at us real fast. What should I do?
Full reverse. Slow down. Try and give us as much time as we've got. As you
We'll
can.
make it happen. And so
Yeah.
she does decelerate.
Expo,
good.
I need you in the ducts with wiring stuff now near the flight controls. Apparently they're being chewed on.
Can do.
Thank you. Can you, if Merc can T-Bolt help in the ducts? We've got Boyd. Do we have a chewed wiring problem on the flight controls?
What? No, hang on. I have to go check. Is it? Yeah, I'll go have a look, Captain. Sorry, a chewed wiring problem?
Yeah, we've had a wiring problem before with something chewing on them, and I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, okay. That's kind of gross. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go check. Give me a minute.
Yeah. Merc, get the coolant on standby. Like we've got. I think we've got our chewing problem again.
Gareth, you've got the right idea, but you're missing one very crucial point.
We have no coolant to begin with.
No. You have coolant. You have coolant separate. Your coolant can't be distributed throughout. You've sent the robots in without coolant. So let's fast forward this because I feel like we know the mistake that's been made. So as soon as the fires kick out, Expo looks at Tybalt, Tybalt looks at Expo, they both shrug, and then boom, eventually, because they can't do anything to stop that. We then go back, and June, you can see the anomaly on the...
Captain, we've got an anomaly coming up super fast in front of us. What do I do?
Full reverse. Slow us down.
Garrett's head's in his hand, like he's just like...
Yeah. Yes.
Son of a...
Even Gareth is just sitting there like, I know what I did. That was on me.
Yep. Gareth is like, Boyd, are you in the ducts? Get clear. We've got a fire coming.
Oh, yeah, okay, Roger, Captain. Boyd will start making his way out of the docks.
Yeah. Merc, flood the ducts. Cool it now. We've got a fire starting. T-Bolt, Expo, get in there with wiring, and it's near the flight controls. That's all I know. We need to try and stop the fire, and keep the flight controls live.
Captain, do we have insulation for the robots or anything?
They don't need air. They can survive the coolant.
That's correct. Now
They don't catch fire? Okay.
Now we're so close here. I'm gonna give Gareth this one because Gareth made the same mistake in the previous iteration. Remember, you cannot distribute the cooling things from outside. You have to distribute them from inside the vents, which means So
sorry, that's the player not knowing that.
yeah,
That was,
I know. Because like I said, you realize that in the last iteration. So this iteration, you tell Mercutio to fit Tybalt with a coolant spray, which is very easy to do. And Mercutio, you can make a craft check to do that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna give him a little fire hose nozzle. Where's my crafting? There it is. That's a 27.
Brilliant. All right, perfect. Yep, Tybalt now is equipped with a coolant spray, and sure enough, as Expo goes into the vents and under your instruction begins to work on the rewiring of the flight controls, the coolant spray kicks up and manages to put out the fires. These fires can then very quickly be repaired by Expo and Tybalt. But as soon as that happens, all of a sudden, June, all of the alerts begin to come onto your proximity centers. Somehow, within the drift, there is some large bits of space debris. Not space debris, meteors. As you can see, they are making their way towards you. I need a piloting check as you try to deftly avoid one of the largest ones, which has suddenly appeared directly in front of you. Thankfully, you're not going at speed, so this is not going to be as difficult to check as if you were going at top speed through the drift.
Under skills, hit the little dice twice, right?
Yes, indeed. Or you can drag and drop it and slide it. You know, there's a million different ways. But yeah, All right, with a 17, that is just enough. You managed to make your way moving and avoid the very, very large meteor. But there are still plenty around there. Jun, this is going to take some pretty deft flying. Do you want to communicate anything as you go?
Yep. So she turns around again. Captain, the anomaly is barfing meteors at us. I really got to focus on, you focus on having us not explode. I'll focus on not having us explode from the outside.
Please. Let me know if you need help.
I don't know if you can, but thank you.
Fair. All right. As you are making your way through, what I need 5 successful checks from you, Jun, before you fail 3.
Wowie zowie. Give me 1 second. I hit the wrong button on my end and goofed something up.
Okay. In the meantime, Medellin, the fires that are being put out, you could see directly above you. Boyd sort of seems to be kind of stranded. Some of the vent pathways aren't really fully clear. You can help him by potentially getting him something to climb down on, or you could try to redirect him around where the fires are currently being lifted out.
Okay. Medellin is going to gun. And she is going to fire past Void and have it hook on and secure on something past Void.
Okay, very nice.
And once that is secure, Boyd, grab the line for the grappling hook and pull yourself along. Slide down it.
He looks around, he sees what you're talking about. Oh yeah, okay, got it. He goes over and grabs hold of it. Sliding down, he hits the ground, but thankfully his mechanical exoskeleton absorbs the impact of the fall. It's about a 30-foot drop, mind you, from like the vent where he's at. And whew, yeah, it got really messy up there real quick.
Yeah, we've had some problems before you got here, but we need to get away, find something to put this fire out, but really get away from this area. We've got the mechs coming to do something.
Okay, yeah, roger that. Again, looking just more confused than anything else. counting his lucky stars that that he was able to escape, you guys begin to move to try and help the mechs with their task. Okay. Meanwhile, Elwyn, you are hearing the commotion going on. You can hear the sounds of things moving up in the air vents. When all of a sudden something very, very small, very, very minute, you can sort of hear it sort of like as you look out the window for a moment, you see what look to be these very, very tiny little bolts of light that stream past your window. They're so fast you can't really make out what they are specifically. But it almost looks like a star shower just moving past your window.
In that's going to surprise her because she likely wouldn't expect it. And then she's going to calm to the captain. It looks like we might be in a star shower, and I'm hearing stuff about fire. Who is on fire? What is on fire? Where do I need to go, Captain?
The ship's on fire. I believe Boyd is clear. He was in the ducts, but I think he's out. You can check on him if you can.
You hear a voice saying, "Yeah, I'm out, Captain. I'm with Medellin at the I'm with Medellin at the moment."
Okay. Do you need any help? Can Elwyn help you?
No, sir. Everything's hunky dory.
Okay. Prep for smoke. prep for fire recovery.
Understood, Captain. And as she's doing this, is there you said that the bolt of light are like too small and just going too quick for her to get a read on them, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so instead of doing that, Elle will get the medical supplies ready and just be relieved that nobody is actively on fire, according to the knowledge that has been passed on to her. Because she's had to patch up a lot of burns and dehydrated people in the last few days. And that's how she's gonna pass the time till she is given further direction or order.
Okay. Which then brings us very, very promptly to our pilot. Okay.
One moment, please. All right, I'm back. I'm in. What are we doing?
You are making, hopefully 5 piloting checks.
Here goes nothing.
First success. Second success. Third success. Fourth is a failure. That's okay.
So sad.
All right, so again, you are making your way and maneuvering through these asteroids, but something manages to wing some of the shields. You realize that at this point there are also micro-asteroids which are flying and whizzing past, which are super dangerous for sure. But still not something you can't handle, at least not yet. All right. Let's keep going. That's 3 successes, 1 failure.
Oh, I can still go. Okay, yeah. June might kind of turn around and say, "Captain, micrometeors."
Micrometeors, yep.
keep on going. We got to get through this. That's 2 failures.
Should I still keep rolling?
Yep, that is 2 failures. Now you got to make 2 successes before you get 2 failures. Ooh, that is another failure. All right, the meteor storm is
Wait.
over.
Can I hero point that one?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Jinx point. No, I'm
Splendiferous.
joking. I'm joking. I'm not gonna jinx point
It
that
could
one.
happen.
Could. All right, go for it. Another piloting check. Ooh, that's
Bruh.
still not gonna do it. All right. As the meteor storm. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. Remember, we do have the secret menu item, so you do have 1 reroll with the hero point advantage. But this is a group one, so once it's done, that's the group's one for the day. And given you've got about an hour left, I mean, hey, it's up to you.
Also, we're going to
Would anyone
recycle.
be averse to trying again, or should we just let the reset button hit itself?
That is your choice, or your choices, should I say?
Yeah, we can reset and try again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I vote. Let it roll.
Go to full throttle.
That
Go to
was it.
full
That was
throttle.
above the table thing, yes. All right. Well, in that case, we shall keep that 1 reroll for now.
All right. Very well. In which case, yes, unfortunately, you do not manage to emerge victorious here. There is a as you are making your way through, there is a unavoidable circumstance you find, which is in the form of a star that has launched these micro asteroids in your area. As it has shattered them, those little tiny specks. Even without realizing it, Elwyn, you notice that those tiny specks that hit the side of the ship have started to cause small cracks. The cracks cause the glass to start to shatter, and then as systems start to fail one at a time, without repairing them as you're going, that is what causes the explosion. I'm going to give you a fleeting moment to try and communicate that to the captain, if you would like.
Yeah, Ella's definitely gonna hit comms. Captain, we've got an external damage down here. Things are about to get real bad. It's about to get bad. Is there a skill Elwyn can use to attempt to make a repair?
Not you by yourself, you wouldn't be able to stop what's happening. It's mostly to communicate with the captain for the reset.
Yep. And Elle's gonna be like, the glass is breaking, damage everywhere, and then
All right, and then with that, we reset. All right.
Reset 3.
Now to fast forward, because I imagine you guys have now conquered most of the first bit. Once again, you go, you save Boyd, you stop the fire, you send the robots in, etc., 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 and we are now back to our checks to try and pilot through the asteroid field. Something I did forget in the last run, but I'm going to reiterate in this one, is, of course, the systems that now show up. Red, blue, yellow, blue. These are still flashing for you on your comms.
Yeah. So the one change is going to be that Gareth is going to it's like Boyd, Medellin, if you're clear, go and help Elwyn. There's damage damage to the surface that needs to be worked on now, like on the hull and the windows. And Gareth is going to look at his console and go, somebody said the tractor beam. And he's going to essentially, when June's piloting, he's going to Let's go try hitting the red button.
All right, Jun, let's start the piloting process. So, once again,
Rolling the pilotings
yes, please.
until you say stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very June thing to roll.
All
the
right,
piloting
that is
until you
one
stop.
success. As Gareth presses onto the red button, you watch as the tractor beam begins to pull to one side. All of a sudden, you watch as the micrometeorites start to move away from where the tractor beam is. That counts as a success. You now need 4 failures in order to fail. Jun, you may make another roll.
Before we do, June kind of turns around and goes, Captain, what is that thing? I'm not 100% sure she's apprised of the nature of the tractor beam.
Oh, right. No, that was fitted in by Boyd when you met him on the station.
Yeah. And it was talked about when you weren't there, but it was like...
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so probably after a moment it kind of clicks in June's head what is trying to be done here. Meanwhile, back to the rollings.
Okay, yep.
So,
Okay, another success, and...
Gareth is pressing the blue button.
Okay. You now need 5 failures in order to fail. But that is 2 successes, no failures so far. June, you are now making your way through. As Gareth pushes the blue button, the micrometeors drop and now get moved, kind of reinforcing the shields surrounding the ship. All right. Let's make another one, shall we?
I think I made a third one. I got 2 trigger havocs, which is rolling.
Very well. All right,
14.
your third one will succeed, Gareth.
Yellow.
All right. As you hit the yellow one, this time the actual tractor beam switches off. The meteor swarm that flies over moves past you instead of being dragged towards you. Should those tractor beams have been remaining on? All right. We got 2 more, and we are now at 6. So, June, another piloting check. Oh, a critical success! This time, Jun, you sort of barrel roll and sort of make your way between 2 of these massive asteroids, which look like they're about to collide. Gareth
is hitting the blue button.
All right, as you do so, the tractor beam slows the 2 asteroids as they're coming closer, just enough that you manage to scrape the top and the bottom. Had you not done that, the whole ship would have been squashed between them, and sure enough, you appear out the other side of the anomaly. There is no loop.
Wow, that was...
Did we do it, Captain?
Are we breathing?
I guess so.
Well, you made it through. Good piloting. How many times did we do that?
Do what?
You, Gareth, don't even remember. But evidently Expo will inform you that that you did this iteration 112 times.
Wow. Well.
And we don't remember any of that? I'm sorry!
It's okay. So he'll secure the tractor beam with whatever, put it back to wherever it's supposed to be.
Yep. You've returned it to its settings, yes.
And that was something. How much longer to break out, June?
Well, you've just moved through the dark space over here, and you've now made your way down past this area here. So you're about to enter into another anomalous area momentarily. You will. Yeah, it won't take you too long. But then there's this, as you can see, there's this large. Oops. There'll be this large gap here. And then
Yeah.
once that gap is done, stop that. There you go. And once that gap is done, that's when you'll break out. So you're on the last leg of this.
Okay.
But of course, we do have one final encounter to deal with before then. Well, two technically, thanks to our dear friend Neil from Immersion Diversion.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil.
Love you, Neil. Mwah.
I don't. I'm gonna fight
I'm
you
going
on
to fly through the
post
screen, and
now.
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, no, I got a message about what this is, and look, I'm not getting between any beef that's going on, but I'm very here for a boss fight. Okay, so
Let's go.
we are going to do a long rest, so everyone is going to be able to rest, eat, recover, take a moment to, Gareth, what's your kind of take on the whole loop thing? How do you feel now that you're on the other side of it?
Well, does he remember the loop?
You do.
At all?
You remember every
Okay.
iteration.
Okay, so he does remember the loop. So it's like, it's I mean, he's among the things is he's going, well, I know the robots experienced it and I experienced it. June didn't seem to experience. He's going to actually essentially quietly go around and talk to everybody and ask how they're doing and basically try and find out whether they experienced the time loop as well. And so he'll start with Merc. So it's like he's
I'm gonna save us a little bit of time on this. No one except you will remember.
Okay, so he's essentially he's going to have gone down to engineering. He's going to say, so Merc, the self-destruct switch. Why is there no safety switch over top of it? Can you please arrange that? And while you're doing it, he's going to check in on Carlina and make sure that whatever her distress was is resolved. Go to Medellin and say, Medellin, thanks. That was nice work getting Boyd out of the stuff. He's going to, he'll check in on Boyd and go, Boyd, thanks for reacting quickly. I know that we haven't set the best tone with each other, but I really appreciate it. And very well done. And do you have any idea what can you get in and take a look at the wires? For some reason, I think they've been chewed up on the piloting controls, and I would really appreciate your take on it.
He says, yeah, sure. He's a little surprised that you're relying on him, but he'll take that up.
Okay. And then he's going to end, and Gareth is going to end up with Elowen, and he's going to go, and amongst the stuff, he's going to go, I don't know how to explain this, but we seem to have been stuck in a time loop. And I experienced it. The mechs experienced it. And but nobody else on the crew seems to understand it. You didn't do it. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Elwyn is going to quickly pop up Garrett's medical records because she would have those as a science officer, and then she would like to, if I can, I would like to see if I can recall any knowledge to see if she would have any knowledge of anything like that.
Nope. Sorry. You can make a recall knowledge, but the answer is no, you don't have any knowledge about it.
Okay. Well, then I'm just not going to make it. Then Elwyn would just shake her head and go, No, Captain, I haven't heard of or seen anything like that. Certainly sounds like an interesting phenomenon, but looking at your records, you don't seem to currently be under any extreme physical distress. Do you need mental? Do you need counseling or anything if that's in your traditions, Captain?
I may. Let's get out of the drift, and then I may come back and take you up on that, because this was weird, and I would like to talk about it with somebody, but now I don't think it's the right time.
All right. You rest and you recuperate, taking a little bit of time to, again, mend your wounds, fix some of the ship systems and the like. A day or two goes past before Jun sees another ship requesting docking. It is traveling in the drift alongside you, a very, very anomalous thing. It's not very common to even bump into people while you're traveling in the drift, let alone someone close enough to signal what's going on.
June will pop up the comms and she'll go, Captain, we've got people who they're requesting to board. They just kind of showed up next to us. I don't think, is that a thing that happens? That's not really a thing that happens, is it?
Not my books. Did they identify themselves?
They identify themselves as traders. TRAD.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Not traitors. Although, Gareth is going to, open a channel to it, going, we're a little busy here. What is it you want?
All right. As you open up the channel, you see this individual, who was going to be a familiar face, but now we're doing something slightly different. Okay. Okay. This is the individual you see. Once it generates me my image. Thank you. Download that. Okay. Hiya. All right. This individual is who you see. All right. He says, Captain Gareth. Yes, I've heard much of you and your crew of the Mid-Morning Phoenix. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Exan Rexa, and I am hoping to do some trade.
What do you have to trade?
I have a wide variety of bioorganic materials that I believe your medical officer may find of great use. You see, we specialize in going to a variety of different worlds and picking up all manner of very rare and colloquial ingredients, shall we say. The man in front of you, by the way, is a Kasatha. He points. He pointedly mentions your medical officer specifically You know that Elwyn was raised on Iadara, alongside the Kasatha as well. It gives you some pause to maybe consider that maybe they do know Elwyn.
Yeah, he's going to one moment while I get my medical officer, and you can speak to her directly.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to dock my ship amongst a quite dangerous place. It's up to you as to whether or not that's going to be lucrative for your ship, or if you wish to pass on this most fortuitous opportunity.
Well, I would like her opinion on whether it's something that we either need or can afford. So, meanwhile he will have looped Elwyn in. He just flips the switches and brings her into the call, so that it's now a three-way call. Elwyn,
hot.
And sorry, I apologize. I've forgotten your name already.
Exandrixa.
Thank you.
Elwyn, you do know Captain Exandrixa. I wouldn't say famous. He is infamous. He is a poacher, and he has very, 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 very many warrants out for his arrest for basically gathering, collecting, and poaching endangered species. Some even have rumored that he has poached certain species to extinction on a variety of different worlds. The difference is that he is, of course, a very, very noteworthy scientist who is a xenobiologist, and he claims that everything is obviously for his greater good, which is to learn about stuff. You know what I mean? It's like if the cure for, and one of the big things is if the cure for cancer lies within a single species, and the only way to discover it is to end that species for the betterment of others, he is not a person to blink at such a frivolous morality that could save so many lives. This is plastered him as a terrorist, as a pirate, as a poacher, as a whole bunch of different stuff. But ultimately, after his temperance, this was what he discovered: is he has no soft spot for those that he can use as materials for the betterment of what he considers to be the greater good.
Elle is gonna come on the comms. Exxon Captain, he does not exactly have the best reputation. And then she's going to flip to talking to him directly. You are preceded by infamy. As I'm sure you know, what do you have to offer a ship of this size? Why would you come all the way out here?
Well, a variety of different reasons. I'm glad, first of all, that my reputation has indeed reached so far. As has Captain Garrus, I, too, like to make things simple by having those know my name. The creature that I am holding is one that is too large to process at station, shall we say. I wish to sell as much as I can while I am in the drift and able to avoid the authorities. I heard that there was a Kasathan officer aboard Gareth's ship. I am surprised to see that it was the Chauvin that's traveling with them. Your name also carries a certain amount of infamy, though I'm sure that it's not quite as colorful as others make it out to be.
At that word, at this point, she would be walking up to the bridge at this point to kind of be in proximity to be reading Garrett's body language.
Yeah. So, by the way, Shova is not a slur or a derogatory word. It can potentially be bad for you, because basically what it is, it's basically like a guest that is family. You know, it's not how you view yourself because you grew up with them, but this is their version of politely saying like you're adopted. You know, but at the same time, yeah.
But at that word, Gareth will see her, like, not fully tense, not get confrontational, but he does see, like, this tension in her jaw, and she squints, like, a smidge at it, but otherwise seems to brush it off and go, well, hopefully my infamy, whatever reputation precedes me, is hopefully not as ethically questionable as yours. What creature are you trying to process?
Well, allow me to show you. You view screen out to an external drone camera that circles around the nearby ship. Again, they haven't approached, so all you see is on the sensors. And Jun, the first thing that comes to your mind is there's something wrong with this ship. The ship is tiny. It's probably got enough crew for about 4 or 5 people, much like yours. But the ship on the system is massive. It's like a warship. And that's when you realize it is dragging what looks to be the limp body of an incredibly large humanoid. One that seems to have like almost like this rhinoceros head, the body of like a giant. And when I say colossal, I mean like this thing is the size of like 2 spaceships back to back in terms of size. And it has a massive hole in its chest that is sort of bleeding this sort of like green, sort of gunky kind of liquid. And you can see that there is a large crew of about maybe 10 people who seem to be kind of like working on it the same way you would work on like a mine site. You know what I mean? Like there's literal tiny pods that are going down and back and forth, you know, harvesting various bits and pieces. And this comes courtesy of our random roll thing. A battled troll ship hails the crew, dragging the carcass of a rare creature looking to make a trade. There you go. Scolia, thank you very much.
So, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Scolia. Oh, I love a good moral dilemma for my characters. Nowadays really dilemma, but anyway, Elle is visibly horrified at this. If the screen is out enough to where she can see them actively like trying to harvest it, and she's gonna look at Gareth, look back, like her eyes are going to be darting back and forth between Gareth and the screen, and she's just going to say, I don't know if we can save it, but we can't let him do that. And she's just like, because she's heard of this guy, she knows his reputation. Elwyn did not exactly think that this guy's reputation was to like that extreme, like that he would drag such a huge colossal thing and actively, you know, trade something that massive and actively harvest it while it's like, is it still alive?
No. Super dead.
No. Okay,
Although,
good. It's super dead.
Although, make a nature check.
Cool. Thank you. What's nature?
Okay.
Ah.
Also,
Well,
don't worry.
nature
There will be
check.
more things for the other crew members to do in a moment.
Damn. Can I hero point that?
Sure, not a problem.
Yeah, thank you. Whatcha?
That's why you missed the wacha.
That didn't help.
It was not meant to be.
Yes, unfortunately, yes, it was not meant to be.
While this is going on, June might pipe up and kind of glance across the comm screens like, I don't think we can tow all that.
That's a good observation, yes. He's not selling all of it.
I don't think she has that figured out yet. She just sees the
Okay, just
big
checking.
dead thing and it's like, we can't tow that.
Good. Just checking.
Yeah. Gareth is like, yeah, I think he's trying to sell us parts of it. On the side to to June while Elowin's doing the main talking. That looks pretty dead to me, Elowin. Is that? I don't. Do you think there's any value in what's there?
Elowin looks at it. I'm assuming she doesn't actually know if it would have any value just because of like the size and what she would know about
Okay,
like
so
the
size,
decompositions.
yeah, so like I said, wouldn't be selling the whole thing. If he is invested in it and is selling something, it is at the very least going to be worth something, right? Mostly because this guy is also a doctor. He's also a scientist. As for what, you're not familiar with what this creature is, but that doesn't stop you from asking what it is.
Elowin is gonna adjust her glasses, look up. What even is that thing? How did you get a creature of that size?
He beams probably as best as someone of his nature could possibly beam, you know, like he's sort of like, you know, you can tell that there's a little bit of pride that is showing. Let me see. There we go.
Elowin would be able to tell that he's got like some kind of smile or positive expression because she knows how to read Kasatha and like face language since they mostly use face coverings.
Yes, correct. So like I said, yeah, you can very much tell that he is beaming. Nope. Sorry, pardon me. I just need to find the damn thing. He says that it is a nope. Pretty sure it's not that. Nope. Is that what it is? No, it's not that. I might need to go and actually check on a thing to see what the fuck this is. Because they've changed the name in Starfinder.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, above table, I thought like when you said that they were carving it, I thought that it was like still alive, like some poachers do it. I was like, ah!
No, not quite that. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go find out what the fuck this thing is. All right.
So, I would say Elwyn is watching this, and Gareth, you're pretty close, right? You're still like within standing communication proximity. You haven't left the bridge.
Oh yeah, no, if it's all still.
Gareth would see in Elwyn's face at this point. Elwyn is still tense. She is realizing the scope of this man's reputation. Like, because it's different seeing somebody's reputation in person than reading about it in a text or having your plan tell you, oh, this person is bad and does unethical things, blah, blah, blah. Seeing it in person feels different. But having realized that the thing is dead and not alive as she first thought with everybody harvesting it, she is looking at it, tilting her head, and you can tell she is.
Books than I am with this. All right, it is a.
He's giving serious consideration to what he is about to say.
Dang, look it up.
It is a Kyoko. All right, so he describes this thing as a skyscraper-sized beast from the wastelands of Daimalko, a colossi that is so large and so monstrous that it very rarely manages to awaken in order to begin a rampage. Some believe that it was an ancient war machine created many, many years ago with no commander left to allow it to have direction other than blind destruction. No one knows truly how many of these things exist. No one knows if they are indeed benevolent or evil. But the technology within are bar none. No one has done xenobiology in terms of weaponizing stuff as well as this. Within, he explains that there are a wide variety of things that can be used and weaponized. There are also equally as many things that can be used for medicinal purposes. Things that will provide anti-plague and antitoxins, as well as potential bio-enhancements, stuff like that. What's that? You want skin that will suddenly be able to transform into a tentacle and do prehensile activities? Well, we can give you the materials you can do to make that. You want a cybernetic dermal plating that will allow your skin to absorb fire and impacts and stuff like that? Great, we can do that too with some of the materials that are there. Long story short, these materials can be used in a wide variety of ways to enhance your stuff.
Taking in all that information, Elwyn's going to clear her throat. Obviously, this has to be sold in parts. Which parts are you actively trying to sell and how much?
He's trying to sell as much as he can so that he has less to drag through the drift. Once he has cut down the resources, like he doesn't want to waste anything. If he can sell as much as he can before he is able to properly tow it back so he can process the rest, then all the better.
In that case, how do I tell how many credits Elwyn personally has since he is trying to sell it?
Well, he's not going to negotiate from where he is. He says he is going to speak to you in person because that's how he does business.
All right. In that case, Elle will turn to Gareth and go, Captain, do I have permission to act in my stead as the science officer and have this discussion with him?
That's why you're here. Pick up Medellin on the way down. We will talk with you, or
Wonderful.
Feel free to come in.
Well, no
June?
need. We'll meet on. We could meet on my ship if you are concerned. Of course, I understand it may be a little bit intimidating to have someone aboard your vessel relatively unannounced. Feel free to bring however many members of your landing party as you require, weapons included. Like I said, you have nothing to fear here.
Okay. So he's going to ping Medellin and say, Medellin, I've got an away job for you. June, stay on the bridge.
I gave you Expo so you could take the whole team, and that way I don't have to leave players out of encounters.
Okay, fine. Okay, then we'll take Expo. It's like Expo run. Expo take over. let's go. We will be happy to come over.
Okay.
So,
All right. He sets about preparing to receive you. You watch as the ship, sort of pulls in with the freaking massive kaiju kind of dragged up behind it. As the large bridge connects the two of your ships, you make your way across. Are you taking everyone with you?
yes.
All right. As you take everyone with you, you begin to make your way there. And of course, the captain is happy to meet you in person. There's no, he actually has no contingent of people with him. He just sort of is there as you arrive. He says, wonderful. It's a pleasure to meet you in person. Please, I've prepared some refreshments while we discuss business.
Thank you. And you've met Elowen already. This is Mercutio. He's my engineer. Medlin is my security officer. And June is the pilot. And Carlina is, as you can tell, our first mate and a very nice person.
Well, a pleasure indeed. He takes you into what looks to be a large sitting room with a perfectly circular aquarium kind of hanging like a chandelier above several chairs. In the aquarium, you see a wide variety of rare fish and aquatic creatures kind of moving throughout this terrarium above you as you are brought a ton of like very, very delicious looking snacks and beverages and the like. As he begins to talk some of the biotech stuff, you notice that he is throwing his eyes at Mercutio more than once. He then says, well, I'm not one to labor around circumstance and pomp. After all, business is business, as it happens to be. It turns out there is a wide variety of things I can provide for you, whether it's medicine or augmentations and the like. And price is always negotiable. But there is something in your possession that has begun to intrigue me. Your SRO is truly fascinating. I don't believe I've come across one as sophisticated as the one you travel in your companionship, he says, gesturing at Mercutio.
Well, Mercutio is
For sale. Oh, nice. Cool.
very
Sweet.
special.
For
his-
special. Right. Sorry, my bad.
is rather special. And is an invaluable member of the crew.
Invaluable, you say? That's the kind of price that I like to bet with. So I'll tell you what. You can have your reign of any parts you require from the kaiju for the cost of your robot here.
June raises her hand.
There's no need for that. You can speak freely here.
She doesn't know that. She's, you know how she is.
I know, that's why he's telling you.
Yeah. I don't think our crew members are for sale. Also, the way you're talking about that, you might as well try and buy me. And she says that with her whole chest, somewhat unaware of the irony here.
Well, I mean,
Oh my lord.
synthezoids are fairly common. It's not exactly right to be trading with androids in that particular fashion, and that's no business of mine how that views. SRO are a lot different, unless you're making that comparison yourself. Machines are built and designed for tasks and the like, and, well, this one in particular seems to be, I'd almost say, archaeological in nature. It's very rare to find a machine that has managed to exist for as long as this one seems to have. Which, of course, oddities, rarities, and curios are more my speed.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, Gareth is going to look at Merc and go, Merc is a person. He is not for sale.
Oh, look, I understand getting attached to something. I mean, it's why people name their cars, and call them she. But a person of your status and your caliber, I'm sure, could make very, very good use of the resources I will provide. And after all, with this robot, what possible use could you have for this before it eventually winds down and crumbles to pieces?
Well, he's a very good engineer.
I'm trying to give Mercutio an opening.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Yeah.
I appreciate your defending him, but shut the fuck up. Mercutio.
Honestly, Marcus doesn't even know what to say even.
Start with internalizing. What does Mercutio feel about the discussion?
Oh, his first thought is, great, another son of a bitch who's trying to buy me like I'm property.
You are a toaster.
No.
I mean, you are. I mean, no one knows there's a haunted teapot inside you.
I know.
For all intents and purposes, you literally are a walking suit of armor, which, by the way, I will point out, everyone in this group has bought.
Yeah. Merc doesn't really, like, he's annoyed that someone else is trying to, wage for his life again. But he doesn't want to just go, well, I'm not an SRO, and then show the teapot inside him. But I genuinely don't know what to do.
No, that's good. No, that's perfect. Yeah, no, look, instinct is important, right? However you would like to handle it, that's your thing. There's no right or wrong. It's just what feels right. As you say this and you reveal the teapot, he looks at you with a different type of curiosity. He says, "Well, this I did not expect." He looks at the teapot, and he definitely sees it as an item of such fragile make, and old beyond old, thousands of years old. My. Are you telling me that this mechanical body is housed to a ghost, a spirit, a specter?
That's the sum of it. How much do you know about Galarian before it vanished?
No more than anyone else, I'm afraid. You see, Galarian was one of those areas which disappeared before the Idara showed up. Therefore, we were unable to learn much beyond what records were shared by the humans that survive on Absalom Station.
Other than Merc knowing he's from there, and does he have all his memories, or because of the gap, are a bunch of them lost?
The only memories you don't have was what happened in the gap. You have everything before and everything after.
Okay.
You probably did have a large chunk of time, just so that we don't have this all-knowing Mercutio. You
Right.
probably did spend a lot of time as a teapot with no body and no way to perceive the world around you. So
Right.
you probably don't have much in the way of historical knowledge. You couldn't read a newspaper, you couldn't see major events, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you could be acutely aware of what was around the teapot at any given time, and you know a lot about the Bad Ham family.
Yeah. Merc will go, instead of buying me, how about we trade for knowledge then? I'm probably the oldest living person you'll ever meet that still actively has knowledge of Galarian.
Well, living is a very operative word there, but But I
Very
don't...
loosely.
But I don't have much interest in the history of Galarian. I do, however, like to collect things, and now that I've learned that you're an ancient haunted teapot, I mean, now I simply must have you. And it's not just the kaiju that I will offer. I will offer a wide variety of information, in fact. And you watch as he pulls up some schematics, some of the biotech weapons he's been personally working on, some medical upgrades to your engineering, to your medical bay and stuff like that. Effectively, he has the ability to regrow limbs like an axolotl, even regrow and attach different limbs to different people. There's a wide variety of flesh grafting and crafting and stuff like that that is now just kind of like, he just kind of displays in front of you as I'll offer up anything in my vast repertoire and databanks. And
June raises her.
Sorry, go on.
I didn't even hit my text to speech on that one. June raises her hand, but this time she doesn't wait to be called on. She goes, "Do you usually buy other people's crew members?"
Well, depends, really. I mean, depends on if they're valuable or not. I mean, generally, no. Most people are pretty mundane and pretty passé as far as I'm concerned. This is a truly extraordinary experience, and you claim that they're a crew member, but really they're a haunted pot. The deceased, unable to move beyond the place that they're currently residing. What's more cruel? A person who is made to believe that they're still alive, or a person who's willing to accept them for who and what they truly are?
Well, now, here's the funny thing about that. I am not just a haunted pot, first of all. I was a knight at one point. Unfortunately, the teapot, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, is already owned property by a man named Badham.
So it's this Badham person I need to be dealing with to purchase you.
Yes.
That makes things much clearer. Wonderful. At this point, he will pull a gun on everyone, because he has multiple arms. Except for Mercutio. He's not going to pull a gun on Mercutio. He will say, "Well then, if indeed you are stolen property, then it must be, of course, my imperative to return said stolen property to the person in which it has been thieved from. I may be many things," he says, looking at Elwyn. "But first and foremost, I am, of course, a person who believes that everything has its place."
There's another little problem with your plan there.
Oh, and what might that be?
Merc clicks his hand as like a little thing in his hand kind of like shifts and clicks as the core on him starts like glowing and letting out little beeps. You don't let us glow. Go, not glow. I will nuke the ship where we stand.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh boy.
The gasps Elwyn has gussed about this
25.
entire thing.
All right. He says, "That is true. You do have quite the core there, though nuclear isn't how I would describe it. But it is still damaged, and I am still in proximity, and even with my vast array of upgrades, I would not come away unscathed. But neither would your crew.
I think I could push you a couple feet back and get them out of safety first.
That is a valid point." He reaches into his jacket pocket with one of his hands and pulls out a small orb. He rolls the orb across the table The orb sits in the middle of the table. Now I wouldn't recommend it. Because you see that there is a high-powered, very, very intense magnetic orb. What it will allow anyone in the vicinity to do is all objects of a particular magnetic makeup will be pulled towards that central point. It's a delightful little thing. Again, actually made from some of the cerebrosynaptic fluids that were found in the kaiju. Oh, and don't pick it up. It'll get stuck to you, and then that's a whole thing I have to get rid of later. At this point, Medlin, being the security officer and stuff like that, seeing this standoff happen, what is your go-to here?
Medlin has Medlin steps up to in front of the captain and deploys her shield and is to pull her gun.
Okay. One of the arms seems to trace you as you're moving. It doesn't fire or anything like that. It's just, it's kind of just making sure, like it's at the ready should something happen. But, when you step in front of Gareth, hold up your shield and pull out your gun, it's fine. His eyes are firmly locked on Mercutio.
But here's the
Medlin
other thing.
doesn't think he's going to hurt Mercutio.
No, he doesn't.
So she's stepping in front of the captain.
Yeah, no, he does. Well, he doesn't want to hurt anyone, really, but,
Let's say this train were to go through. What's to stop me from blowing myself up the moment they get away from your ship?
Oh, I mean, you can always take that risk if you like, but we have our methods, we have our ways of making sure that disgruntled he's going to basically try and say something eloquent, which I can't think of right now. It's like he specializes in hunting dangerous game. He's not afraid of someone who knows how to fight back. Again, it's like do you think we shot the kaiju from space? No. we like to get up close and personal, me and the others that I employ for their very particular set of services.
Merc is now wondering if this guy and his crew could take on a Tarask.
No, we can't. We would never even say that we could take on a Tarask. That's insane. I would not.
Who would say that?
I would not invite that level of misfortune upon me or my crew.
Yeah, that'd be insane to even suggest such a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, he makes a click and he says, "I'm terribly sorry, but I can't sit around all day, beating chests. After all, I'm not a gorilla." And you watch as Mercutio, you feel a chill coming over your back. Not a chill from the cold, a chill because you know what these things are. You hear a growl coming from behind you.
Please don't be a hellhound. Please don't be a
Oh
hellhound.
no.
2 hellhounds.
God damn it, of course the fucking hellhound.
It is.
2 hellhounds suddenly begin to enter the room via small doggy doors in the wall. Both of them are ignited in fire as they start to make their way encircling the team. Actually, let's make it 3. There's 6 of you, and maybe because we're not going to do the fight this week, so maybe if we have, I'll tell you what. I'll put in 3. If we don't have Carlina next week, I'll reduce it down to 2. Just remind me of that. Yep. So yeah, 3 hellhounds, sort of, again, start to circle around the group. He, by the way, this is our wandering monster, courtesy of our dear friend Neil from Immersion Diversion. And all 3 hellhounds seem to be focused on Mercutio.
Merc is desperately wishing he still had his champion powers.
Looking over at Gareth, the captain says, now that we've established your robot is nothing more than some stolen materials, if you still wish to trade, I'm still very open. But I'm afraid that your ill-gotten teapot is off the table.
Yes, well, you say he's stolen. He's not.
I mean, he says stolen. He said he belongs to someone else other than you.
He's doesn't belong to anyone. He's a person. And slavery is still not permitted, at least in my books.
Oh, I think you'll find that slavery refers to the trafficking of the living, not the trading of a haunted teapot. I'm pretty sure that that your morality here, you can keep, but I'll still be taking the teapot.
Well, you will try.
Dun dun dun! Do you do something?
Madeline's going to Madeline his attention and get him to look at her.
How?
And when he looks at her,
the how is important.
Madeline is going to howl.
Howl?
She's going to kind of howl. And she's just going to go, something like that. Kind of animal-like. And draw his attention to her, so he's looking at her.
Do you want to finish this thought,
and
maybe?
When he does,
yep.
When she does, she's gonna give him the very angry mother stare and use relentless endurance on him, if possible.
And use what? Sorry.
Or not relentless endurance, intimidating glare. I mean, intimidating glare. Yes.
Okay. I think I see what you're going with. Sure. Let's see if he pays attention to you. Actually, you make an intimidation check. Let's just go against that. Yeah, that'll be easy. And that'll include the howl as well. Okay, what do we get? We got a 21. Okay, yeah, not bad. Okay, so he gains the frightened condition as the howling, armed Skittermander glares at him. He sees Gareth is ready to fight for Mercutio. June and Elwyn, what about the two of you? Let's start with June.
This whole time, June has been kind of sidling up over to Mercutio to kind of block his robo innards and the teapot, like for modesty. Arms thrown out.
Don't look.
Yeah.
Perv.
Just like that.
Love it. Perfect.
And I think you can hide it. She doesn't say it super loud. Maybe it can be heard, maybe it can't. But she's like, no, you're a stolen good.
I love that. Amazing.
This ain't going anywhere.
Nailed it. All right, Elwyn.
Elwyn has just all of this information is hitting her at one time because this was not what she was expecting when talking to this guy. Okay.
Well, it wasn't what I was expecting until I got a wandering boss, and now this is happening.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
A wandering monster.
Elle is gonna stand up, not the chair back, not actually like attack, but she's going to sort of get into like a monastic stance, and she's just gonna say, boy, you really just you could have had all the information to do the science and you chose this instead. Man, what is wrong with you? And she's gonna just get into a stance and just look at him and be absolutely, her flabbers are gasted about this information coming out about you.
All right. Okay. As that happens, there is a moment of pause. Everything's like on high tension as your gazes kind of meet one another. We will come back to this Mexican standoff next week as we return to find out if this guy's going to take on Mercutio and the crew, or if he's going to let them go, or what's going to happen. I mean, who knows? We'll find out when we return next week for more No Place Like Home. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a good time. I'm not going to lie, today's stuff was challenging, but I nailed it. I think I got all the bits and pieces together. We have the wandering monster. We had the bounty hunter who had the frickin' giant corpse in there. It was amazing, and you guys did so good. The loop, like you finally figured out all the loop stuff, which was also awesome. And it was good to see that everyone was kind of like contributing little bits and pieces to the overall success of the team. So yay! And everyone's fighting to protect Mercutio, and they're like, but he's a person. But and it was kind of funny that on the one hand it's like, robots aren't, like for sale and stuff. And they're like, yeah, they actually really are. It's like, yeah, but I'm an android and you can't buy me. And it's like, well, he's not an android or a robot. He's a haunted teapot. And it's like, oh yeah? Yeah, well, fuck. That's not the same as what I am anymore.
She was leaning really hard on the buying a crew member thing and hoping that would work.
And then Garrett's like, he's a real people. And it's like, well, he's a living member of this crew. Well,
look, Lewis Undead is still living in Gareth's books.
He's not property. I'm owned by a man named Badham. Son of a bitch.
He's dead. He's been dead for millennia. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps.
Wonder if they lost the paperwork with the rest of Galarian.
Exactly.
I mean, they did mention that the Badham Company is a thing.
Yeah.
This is true. But if they don't have paperwork,
they have paperwork.
No proof of purchase.
I guarantee you he does. Badham's tricky like that.
Actually, the new Badham's a bit different, but yeah, still very much a thing. But it's just very interesting. It's a very, very, like I said, I was not expecting the conversation to go this way. As you can imagine, none of this was planned. I had a different game in mind when I turned on Fantasy Grounds today. I did none of it. I did none of the stuff I prepped for, which is awesome. And that's how I love games sometimes.
Leave it to Neil to mess up the session, and he's not even part of the campaign.
I wouldn't say mess up. This is so fucking cool. This is amazing. I love this. This is gonna be so good.
It is.
And I don't even know how you guys are gonna get out of it. I mean, like, I reckon. Okay, so here's the skinny, right? You guys should be fine with the Hellhounds. I imagine you're gonna be fine with the Hellhounds. I reckon this captain, I guess it depends on how much I like him and how much you guys like him as to whether or not I want him to survive this encounter. Like, I think having a biotech kind of opposite to Elwyn is kind of cool, you know? So I guess we'll see how the conversation proceeds as to whether or not he's cool enough to, like, keep going as, like, a anti-Elwyn character, or if we'll just kill him off and he's just a side character. But, we'll figure it out when we get there. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Michael. I'm the Diddlesy Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. We'll be back on Wednesday for Season of Ghosts with another amazing crew of individuals ready to play and have a good time. Thank you to everyone who donated for the stream today. We are at 16%. You fucking crazy, crazy people. Thank you so much. Means so much to have you guys donating and supporting the channel. As we said, we now also do have the rewind 24-hour button if we want to remember this. So don't forget that as well. So yeah, we also have the chronomancy stuff here, which is going to be amazing. So yeah, thank you everyone. In the meantime, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And as always, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye all.
Later.